Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reel Me In, a movie podcast, where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where I talk about anything, everything, anything about movies. I'm your host, Chase Lee, and hey, listen, guys, if you were searching on the internet for something else better to do and you were forced to listen to this whole thing because you found it and you were interested, but now you're not interested because you realize my voice is awful, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. But hey, listen, if you're not a movie fan and you do want to listen to this, well, maybe I can convince you to be one. Guys, this is episode 111, and, I always like doing these shows because Jackson is only on 3 times throughout the year, so it's special. It's special. Me and Jackson have a good time. It's very romantic. So on this week's episode, we're going to do our top 5 most anticipated of 2016, and yeah, so without further ado, Jackson's back from last week. So, Jackson, what's going on, man?
Not much. I'm going to do this sober this time because I felt bad about last time. I was like, I probably bombed that.
Well, according to listeners out there, you did not. So we're going to do our top 5 most anticipated, and we'll just go from there. But before we get into our actual list, I'm going to start with Jackson first since he is the guest. Is there any movies that just didn't make your list, but you really want to kind of give them an honorable mention?
Yeah, so I'm just going to list off a few.
Yeah, go
ahead. The Birth of a Nation, directed by Nate Parker, the actor. Probably seen him in Arbitrage is what I've seen him in. But this is basically the story of, I believe it's, I should know this because I'm excited for it. But I believe it's Toussaint. No, it's Nat Turner. I'm sorry. I was thinking Toussaint Overture. It's Nat Turner and a slave rebellion that he leads in Virginia. And I'm just interested because it's Nate Parker, and I just love the name Birth of a Nation because it's the same name as that old racist film, and it seems almost intentional that now this is a very pro-black movie that is being made with the same name. Other ones, I'm just going to run through them. Captain America Civil War, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny. I think that's a new name, and that was supposed to come out last year. I think it was on my most anticipated last year. Finding Dory, Gold, the new Stephen Gaghan movie. He's the guy who wrote Traffic.
Nice.
Knight of Cups, Midnight Special, Jeff Nichols. Moana, which is a new animated Disney musical starring The Rock. He's in it, and I mean that's all I care about is just him singing. Nice Guys, the new Shane Black movie.
Yeah. Story
of Your Life, the new Denis Villeneuve movie. 999 by John Hillcoat, which I believe is a Western. Just because it's John Hillcoat, I just assume it's a Western. And X-Men Apocalypse.
Nice.
Those are the honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'm with Jackson, and I'm gonna make myself a rule, guys. Since Jackson gets nauseated at the fact that I like a lot of blockbusters and stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and just let you guys know right now that I've only got one superhero movie on my list, and the rest is just kind of various. But for me personally, some honorable mentions. I actually want to get Jackson's take on this because I don't know if he watched the trailer. I'm really looking forward to Everybody Wants Some. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
The Linklater film.
Yeah. Did you like the trailer?
I did. I'm a Linklater fan, and I'm a big Dazed and Confused fan. Okay.
I was just curious because I honestly haven't talked to anyone about that trailer except for like maybe one other person, so I was just curious to see if you liked it. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Passengers, interested in that. The Nice Guy.
Which one's Passengers? Is that
the Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt one?
Oh yeah. Right, I know that. I know what you're talking about.
I'm kind of just more interested to see Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence interact.
That could be fun.
It's probably going to be really good. Like I also don't know like what kind of tone they're going for, but hey, you sold me with Pratt and Lawrence. I'm gonna go with The Nice Guys. I don't know if Jackson's got this on his top 5, but he didn't mention this in his honorable mentions. But I'm actually curious about Deepwater Horizon, the Mark Wahlberg oil spill movie. And
I've never even heard of that. So.
Oh, you haven't? Oh shit.
No.
Hail Caesar, honorable mention, and Finding Dory, and then of course all the superhero stuff because I can't reveal the honorable mentions because you'll know which one's on my list. So, Yeah, I'm really fucking curious to see what Jackson dug up. So, Jackson, let's go ahead and start with you. What is your number 5 most anticipated film of 2016?
So for number 5, this is by a guy who dropped one of my favorite movies of 2014, and it's Damien Chazelle's La La Land.
Oh, okay.
Which I think it's Ryan Gosling's in it, and Emma Stone. And basically, I think it's a musical, actually. It's about musicians. It seems like every film he's made is about musicians, because I know he also wrote Grand Piano, which is a pretty entertaining thriller about Elijah Wood, where he plays this guy who's a piano player. So,
oh shit, is that the one with John Cusack as well?
Yeah, where he has a sniper rifle on him.
Oh my god,
he didn't direct it.
He did?
No, he didn't direct it, but he wrote it.
No, I mean, like, he wrote it, like, holy shit.
It's weird, because it's not like a great script or anything. It's kind of a silly movie, but it is really fun.
Oh, for sure. It sounds entertaining as hell.
I highly recommend it. So, yeah, I mean, you have Ryan Gosling, you have Emma Stone. It is about jazz music. I love jazz music. More on that later, actually. But I love jazz music. And it's J.K. Simmons is back. John Legend's going to be in it, which I'm interested to see because I love his music. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. It's edited by Tom Cross again, just like Whiplash, which won the Oscar for editing. Was a really, fantastically edited movie. Really musically minded editing that kind of had the same rhythms and tempo as jazz music. So I'm curious to see what Tom Cross does with that. So yeah, La La Land, very excited for that.
That's an interesting choice. I might have to bypass talking about it. So that might be a fucking hint. So all right. So my number 5 is my one superhero movie, and there's one reason why I chose this one among everything else. So let's go down the list real fast. I'm excited for Civil War. Who the fuck isn't? It's one of those movies that you've been looking forward to for like the past 3 years. Batman v Superman, everyone's gonna fucking see it. I want to see it. It's a done deal. Suicide Squad, I really want to see that. That's got high hopes going for it. Doctor Strange, I'm looking forward to. And X-Men Apocalypse, fuck yeah, I'm there. However, there's one wild card, and it's also a movie that's going to be catered to people just like me.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah,
with this.
Ridiculous, crude humor with offensive language and the R rating to pretty much tie that little bow on the little gift known as Deadpool. I am looking forward to this shit so fucking hard. Listen, if this movie sucks, I will say this out loud. It had the best marketing for a movie ever. Like, seriously, like, even if the movie is balls, if it's just a big old sack of balls on my face, I will tell you this. The marketing is genius. It always has been. It reels people in. And Deadpool's one of those characters that's not, people don't really know it. So the marketing is very smart and kind of gathering the interest of many people. And plus, I think Ryan Reynolds was born to play this. I've loved every single promo, teaser, trailer, all that jazz. So Deadpool is my number 5. And at the time of this recording, it comes out in just about a month. So kind of excited for that. Since I don't talk to Jackson that often, Jackson, if you had to rank your superhero film anticipation, where does Deadpool fall in there? Like, do you even want to see that?
I mean, I'm nervous because it is February release.
True.
I think the Deadpool movie. That my concern is that on paper it could have everything a Deadpool fan could want and still be terrible. Yeah. Because that's a really hard character to like. Yeah. I'm sorry, to write. Because you have to make him likable, but you can't make him annoying. It's also risky because most audiences don't know Deadpool. Those who do probably know him from that crappy X-Men movie. I know, and that may dissuade them. The X-Men movie had him talking too little, and then there was a Deadpool video game that came out a couple years ago that had him talking way too much. And you have to find that happy medium, and it's tough. I hope they do. I hope that the February release is only because they're not sure about the character, and it's not as opposed to being a reflection of the film's quality overall. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah, and I think releasing it on Valentine's Day weekend's a way better, choice than 50 Shades of Grey. But I mean, no. Look, the people in relationships will go see 50 Shades, and the single dudes who haven't gotten laid in the better part of a decade will go see Deadpool. I mean,
Jackson, thanks for pointing my life out.
It works out perfectly.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like, and that weekend's weird. Like, it's also Zoolander too. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to see where it goes. But I kind of have the same concerns as Jackson. Like, it does make me nervous because it's such a wild card. Like, this character is no one knows about it. And I remember when I saw X-Men Origins Wolverine for the first time, I was like, huh, that's not right. Like, the whole interpretation of Deadpool in that movie is embarrassing, to say the least. And I cannot believe someone pitched that in a fucking board meeting. Hey, so CEO of Fox, there's this character called the Merc with the Mouth. What should we do with him? Well, obviously, tape his mouth fucking shut, you idiot. So it has never made sense for me how they've interpreted that character thus far. But you know what? I got faith in it, and I'm kind of just excited to see just something different in the superhero genre. As much as I love it, freshen things up a bit. So, yeah, my number 5. So, Jackson, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is an honorable mention that you had. It's Everybody Wants Some.
Really? It actually made your list?
Yeah, I mean, look, I dig Linklater. There are only a select few that I don't care for. Dazed and Confused, I think, is up there as one of his best. I think his best work is his heady stuff. Waking Life is my favorite movie of his. But I love the sort of almost grassroots, down-to-earth filmmaking he does, like Boyhood, like Dazed and Confused, that sort of thing. That's about sort of real life. All you had to say was spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused, and I was on board.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, the only thing this film has against it is that it's named after a Van Halen song, and Van Halen sucks.
What?
That's it. And I'm just cherry picking at that point.
Jackson now has official hate mail. No, you're.
Oh yeah, bring it on, dads, dads of the world,
dads of the world.
Fuck you.
No, I'm really looking forward to it a lot. Richard Linklater is one of my favorite filmmakers, and I'm kind of the opposite of Jackson. Since I'm a sappy, romantic, pussy at heart, my favorite films of his has always been the Before trilogy. I love those movies to death.
Those are great movies too. Those are really good movies. I'm not, not knocking those. I love those.
No, Jackson's more of a man than me. That's why I'll just admit it. I'll be like, you know what? I fucking cry at those movies. So sue me. No. I'm really looking forward to it. And Jackson's right. When you watch the trailer, I watched it with an audience, and everyone was enjoying the trailer. Everyone was laughing and stuff. And right in the trailer, when it says a spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused, you were fucking sold, because Dazed and Confused is one of the best coming-of-age stories ever. And plus, we got some infamous lines from that movie. The all right, and
high school girls.
Yeah.
All McConaughey, really. I mean, that's just. All the quotables are McConaughey.
But that's okay. He's the face of that movie, essentially.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
So yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think it'd be that high on your list. So my number 4. This is hilarious. So Jackson's is going to be a very good movie, and mine's going to be a movie catered to people like me that are a fan of his. Ladies and gentlemen, I never thought I'd say this in my life, but my number 4 pick is an animated raunchy film called Sausage Party, done by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, and you got to keep in mind, people that aren't even fans of Seth Rogen, you got to be fucking curious about this. Like, it's such a ridiculous idea, first of all. And second of all, it's animated. And third of all, it's going to have that R-rated flavor to it, just like all of Rogen and Goldberg's films. Like, here's the plot. Tell me that Rogen did not come up with this while fucking high off his ass. Grocery store items lose their place on their shelves, and they have to go back to their shelves. That's the movie. But me being a Seth Rogen fan, this has got to be one of the weirdest fucking things he's done, and I'm totally there. Because I love like raunchy animated stuff. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut's one of my favorite comedies out there. And so, Yeah, Sausage Party. My number 4. And don't worry. 4 and 5 are my only mainstream movies. I'll get into the independents 1 through 3, but Deadpool was my superhero pick, and my number 1 mainstream blockbuster is Sausage Party. I'm the only one in America. It's okay. I accept it. So, Jackson, what do you think of Sausage Party?
Well, God,
Jackson's not my friend anymore. Like he's basically saying we're done.
Listen, man, you do you.
Thank you. You suck.
I mean, sure. It looks like someone. It sounds like someone decided to take like an Adult Swim short.
Yeah, exactly.
And blow it up, which is never a bad thing.
No.
Well, actually, no. It's usually a bad thing, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think it could be fun. Look, I like Seth Rogen. I like the guy. I haven't seen the one that came out. Like that one seemed to come and go, and nobody really saw it. The Christmas one.
Oh, the night before.
Yeah, that one. I was like, I was thinking like, well, I hope it doesn't get, I hope there's not an issue like there was with his last movie. And then I remembered that the interview wasn't his last movie.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he had that Christmas one that nobody saw.
I mean, I liked it. It wasn't my favorite one of his, but I enjoyed it.
No, I'm sure it's fine. Like I can't comment on the quality. I'm just saying it seems like absolutely nobody saw it.
Oh, you're definitely right. Like it seemed like no one was talking about it. Like I went to go see it. It was a packed house, but online, if you go online, go talk to people, no one's fucking talking about it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm like the sole fan of the Seth Rogen fan club left in America. So I'm okay with that. So like I said, those are my 2 mainstream movies, guys. Don't worry, I'll get into like the sweaty indie stuff in just a second. But Jackson, you're number 3.
So my number 3, I said that jazz would come back later. So my number 3 is called Miles Ahead.
Oh shit, the Don Cheadle movie.
Yeah, so it's directed by Don Cheadle. It stars Don Cheadle. I believe he had a Kickstarter to fund it, and
Nice.
It's about the life of Miles Davis. Who,
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know, Miles Davis is the one of the greatest jazz musicians of all time, and one of the greatest musicians of all time. I mean, he was the most experimental jazz musician. He created jazz fusion. He is an absolute genius, and I have nothing but reverence for him as an artist. As a person, he had a lot of problems. I think he was an alcoholic, he had drug issues. He was a domestic abuser, and so I really hope Don Cheadle, who is a fantastic actor, brings that to the movie. I hope they don't lionize him just because he's an incredible musician. That's what I'm hoping, is that they look at the flip side, both sides of the coin. But honestly, what's interesting about this movie, the fact that I'm excited for it, is the fact that literally I'm just excited for it because of who it's about.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten a Miles Davis movie, and maybe if it does really well, we'll get a John Coltrane movie, and then a Dizzy Gillespie movie, and then I don't know, fucking Charles Mingus movie. All these jazz icons, Thelonious Monk, whatever. I just want to see more of it, man, because it seems like Whiplash got people into jazz, which I love, and La La Land's going to do that again. And if anyone sees Miles Ahead, maybe that will inspire them and bring jazz, back into the forefront again of American culture. Anyway, that is what I have hopes for this movie beyond just it being good.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think if this Miles Davis movie does really well, I think you're going to probably see a slew of jazz musician biopics. And I forgot this one was coming out, and I'm looking forward to it. You know what's really funny is when you told me that he did a Kickstarter for it, Don Cheadle seems like the type of person that would take all of his money that he's made from Marvel and kind of do his own little pet projects and stuff. So and fund it himself, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. You're right. Whiplash got everyone back into kind of like that jazz mood in movies. Which brings me to my number 3 is La La Land. Listen, guys, Whiplash was my favorite film of last year. Nothing came close to it. Yeah, Jackson, it was your number 2, right?
Whiplash was my number 2. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, it's one of the best movies. Like I've seen in the 2010s. It's one of the best edit. I rarely walk out of a movie going, that was a really well edited movie. But Whiplash is one of them. And La La Land, it's a musical, it's a comedy, it's a romance, it's got jazz in it. It's going to be different from Whiplash. That's for damn sure. However, I am interested in it solely because of Whiplash and how much I love that and how much how well it was edited and just how well it was acted and written and just how exciting it was. And I have a feeling that La La Land will bring that level of excitement to it as well. I'm really curious to see how it'll do in the awards circuit, just because from the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a big awards contender. I really hope it's really like a superior movie, not just a really great movie. But I'm looking forward to it, surely on the fact that it's made from the same people that made Whiplash, and Whiplash was fucking fantastic. So that is my number 3. So now we're getting down into our top 2. I have no fucking clue what Jackson's going to pick because I haven't talked to him at all about this year's movie. So maybe I can guess his number 1, but right now we got to get to his number 2. So Jackson, what's your number 2?
No, I agree. It does help that I absolutely loathe talking to you.
Yeah.
That it really helps build a surprise. I think it was another honorable mention of yours, Hail Caesar.
Really? Wow.
I love the Coen brothers so much.
Yeah.
Like if I were to pick not necessarily what I think is the greatest movie, but like my favorite movie to just rewatch, Lebowski.
Yeah.
Big Lebowski is, I think, the funniest movie ever made that I've ever seen. It's brilliant, and they've been on a winning streak. Llewyn Davis was great, and what was before that? True Grit, I think, was before that.
Yeah.
True Grit was great. A Serious Man is one of my favorite movies this century.
That one's really fun. If you guys have not seen A Serious Man, please watch that one.
It's so overlooked. It really is a masterpiece. It's amazing. Yeah, No Country for Old Men. I like Burn After Reading a lot.
Oh, I love Burn After Reading. People shit on that one all the time.
This one's got their back with George Clooney,
yeah,
who's always good, always giving good performances. They get some of his best performances. It's about the movie industry, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of fun satire there.
Oh yeah,
from the insiders. Yeah, it looks really fun.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for Channing Tatum. It's like he's worked with Bennett Miller now, Quentin Tarantino, and now the Coen brothers. That guy's on fire. But
Steven Soderbergh too.
Oh yeah, for Magic Mike and Side Effects.
Haywire and yeah.
Oh shit, he was in Haywire, man.
Yeah, I think his role was just getting his ass kicked by Gina Carano in that diner, like in the beginning. I'm
okay with it. If someone invited me on set to get my ass kicked by Gina Carano, I'd totally be up for that. Yeah, no, Hail Caesar looks awesome. It looks like the Coen brothers are going back to like their kind of Fargo territory, where it's kind of like it's got like that blend of like suspense and comedy with it, because I really love their dark comedy takes in movies and stuff. I don't think Hail Caesar is going to cross into that dark comedy territory, but it's definitely going to be really funny just because just the way the trailer opens with the whole confessional scene. I was like, yeah, this movie's gonna be pretty good.
Well, and it has all the Coen brother trademarks, like kidnapping.
Exactly, kidnapping.
They love kidnapping people in their movies
for some weird reason.
Yeah, Fargo, Blood Simple, Lebowski. There's a lot of kidnapping in Coen brothers movies.
I mean, if that's what they have to get off on, I mean, do you, man?
But it's amazing to me that they can reuse that over and over and over again and still make these great movies.
Well, it's like, as long as you have like a different setting and characters, like Fargo's in the north, it's really cold, and then Hail Caesar's in the early era of the movies, and like Big Lebowski's with a stoner. So as long as you keep mixing it up, yeah, you're right. Just keep doing kidnapping movies.
But they're still, and not only kidnapping movies, but they're always, even the ones that aren't about kidnapping, they're always about sort of these small people who are put in these huge situations, like this idea of sort of pure innocence coming up against this sort of big bad world, like the sheriff in No Country for Old Men, and and Frances McDormand in Fargo and Burn After Reading. She's sort of in both cases, she's this pure person who, and I don't know how pure Clooney is, but it seemed in this new movie, but it seems like it's another movie where he's thrown into this sort of world that's much more complicated than he's ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
Sort of small, like that TLC show. Was it Little People, Big World?
I never thought in a million years that show would be fucking referenced on this one.
I mean, they're both pretty trashy, so.
I mean, it's very true. I mean, Jackson's like the only thing about the show that classes it up. I just want to let you guys know that. Yeah, no, Hail Caesar, I'm looking forward to it. And that one comes out fairly soon as well. It comes out in February. So yeah, it's going to, that's okay. That's a question I want to ask you before I get to my number 2. Do you think releasing Hail Caesar in February kind of diminishes the Oscar chances a bit?
You know, I thought it did until I saw how well Grand Budapest did.
True.
So I think the rule is maybe changing to where if you have it in like an early month, because I think Budapest was what, like March?
Yeah, it was March.
If you have it in an early month, but you're an established filmmaker, you know, like Wes Anderson or like the Coen brothers, and it is a really good movie, like Budapest was, then you have a good chance, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Because that was crazy. I remember when I saw Budapest, and after I got out of it, I was like, well, that was my favorite Wes Anderson movie. It was really well done. Is it going to be nominated for Oscars? Probably not, because it's in March. And then as the months kept going and going and going, it got a bigger buildup, and I was like, oh wow, so I guess movies can do that. So I don't know, we'll see. But Jackson's right; it's got to be good first. If it's a terrible movie, like when Monuments Men dropped in February, then we're going to be looking at that type of story. So
yeah, but I mean that was a little different because that was supposed to come out in the Oscar season, and that got pushed.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's weird. Hail Caesar was always a February release, and it's like, okay, Coen Brothers, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, for sure. For my number 2, I want to get Jackson's take on this because I haven't seen a trailer. I've only seen an image, but I have a kind of a soft spot for espionage movies or like government movies, and I'm just really fascinated to see how they're going to tackle this specific person because he was kind of a big name. 2014, I mean, he's been a big name for the past, let's just say, 2 years now. And as soon as I saw the photo of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I was pumped for Snowden. I'm not like a big fan of Oliver Stone, but I do enjoy his movies. But like I said, what fascinates me the most about this movie is Edward Snowden, how they're going to portray this character. Are they going to go more towards, the traitor side? They're going to go more towards the American hero side? I wanted to see how they're going to portray this character in the film, because if you guys don't know who Edward Snowden is, he worked for the CIA, and then he basically leaked a bunch of, things that the CIA were doing, and so a lot of people were calling him a traitor. That's why he fled to Russia, or, a lot of people consider him as an American hero, which I've never understood because, listen, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have a smartphone, like the one I'm waving in my hand right now, you should know that they're going to be spying on us. Like, this isn't anything new. Like, it's kind of like one of those things that's like, duh. If your phone has GPS, you know that they're, hacking your shit. And you know what my response is? I'll just put my camera near my nutsack and scratch it and go, here you go, government. Is this what you want to spy on? Is this what you want? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, seriously, spy on me. Like, I have nothing to hide. I got some stupid shit on my phone. So,
yeah, okay. But to be fair, you are a white dude. Like,
that's
no. Like serious. I can imagine a lot of Muslim Americans probably feel a different way because, you're probably not even getting spied on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not even concerned about that. That's the thing that Edward Snowden leaked was that the National Security Agency was spying on people who without, like, there was no warrant or anything.
It's all racial profiling.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing is that they were looking. I mean, you and I are safe. They were not looking for us, they're looking for. I mean, really, they were spying on Muslims a lot of the time. Which, you know, if you're a Muslim, I can understand being angry with that. I mean, I'm angry with that. I think that's wrong. But yeah, Snowden. Going back to the movie, because I don't want to turn this into, you know, political discussion or whatever.
Just a little side note: if me and Jackson ever had a political discussion, he would crush me in 2 seconds. Like, I don't know anything about that shit.
No, I mean, look, I'm not super informed either, but what I do know is that Oliver Stone is a very unsubtle filmmaker for the most part, and that's my concern, is that I feel like you should be able to watch Snowden, and by the end, you don't necessarily know Oliver Stone's stance on Snowden.
And that's the perfect.
Be the case, though. But I hope.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right, because those make the best movies when you're left feeling conflicted with like a character on like, for instance, I'm glad this is a perfect tie-in. If you guys have not been watching Making a Murderer on Netflix, it's the same deal, where it's like there's a lot of evidence piling against him, saying that he did something, but we're seeing a different story. But then there's doubts and stuff. Like, it's crazy. And then towards the end of it, you're just like, well, is it true? Is it not? Like, it kind of like it's supposed to make you feel that way, to raise questions and talk about it and stuff. So Jackson's right. The best way to portray this movie is to leave it open-ended and go, well, shit, some of the things he did were pretty good, and he should have exposed the CIA like that, but on other terms, oh shit, he shouldn't have done that. So, but knowing Oliver Stone, Jackson's right. I'm more curious to see, I guess, which way he's going to lean then, because Stone is an extremist in one sense or another. So, Jackson, if you had to like make a pick, like where do you think he's going to lean on it?
I would say because I know him to be a liberal, I would say he's probably going to lean more towards lionizing him and saying that he did a great thing.
Yeah.
I hope that there's some subtlety in the portrayal. Mainly, what I want to see is how Joseph Gordon-Levitt does performance-wise, and also Zachary Quinto, who's playing Glenn Greenwald, who some people don't like him. I think he's one of the best journalists we have working today. But and also Nicolas Cage is in the movie.
Wait, what?
I think so.
Shit!
I'm like pretty sure Nicolas Cage is in the movie.
I almost had a heart attack there. God, I didn't even know he was in the movie. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like, if you want to bump that to number 1, I get
it. Guys, me as a Nicolas Cage diehard fan, I have to now.
I mean, that's the thing. Nicolas Cage, I don't know if he's ever worked with Oliver Stone before. Like, I'm blanking if he ever has. I'm totally forgetting about it. But it's almost perfect, because now Oliver Stone makes these movies where people overact, and it's so kind of hammy and whatever. And Nicolas Cage is so perfect for that, because he really knows how to make a bad line entertaining.
It's so funny that we make fun of him so much, yet he has an Oscar on his mantle.
He does have an Oscar on his mantle, and really, he's just someone I watch his movies, even the bad ones, even like Stolen, even like Wicker Man, just the really bad ones. I never feel like he doesn't care. Like I never get the sense that he's like, I will never tell you, oh yeah, that Nicolas Cage performance was really boring and really, like, it seemed like he was just phoning it in, because he just cranks it up to 11.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, like which just is sort of like, let me do what I can to at least make this watchable, make it good in some context. That context being you're with a bunch of friends and you're getting hammered and you want something bad to watch, but at least he's trying to carve some market out for this movie that he knows is going to be bad. And that's where movies like Wicker Man and Stolen and there was that one he did with Paul Schrader that was written by or produced by Nicholas Refn. I don't even remember. Dying of the Light or something like that.
Oh God.
Just those sorts of movies where like he tries to save them. And I appreciate that. So hopefully he won't have to do it for Snowden. Hopefully we get a legitimately great performance out of Nicolas Cage, like we got last year with Joe.
Yeah, Joe was great.
2 years ago. My bad, 2 years ago, technically. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so, no, I'm just more fascinated to see how they're going to portray him. And yeah, we haven't seen any trailers for anything. We've just seen like one photo. Yeah, that's captured my attention more than anything else. And plus, I love like I said, like espionage, government movies. It's fun to watch. So we're getting down to our number ones. This is great because I have no fucking clue what he's gonna pick. So Jackson, without revealing it, could you give me like a vague hint and I can try to guess it?
I mean, it was one of my most anticipated last year, and it turns out it didn't come out.
Oh, are we going Scorsese on this one?
Yeah.
We're going with Silence.
Number one. It's Silence. You know, it's one of those things where like in 2015, later in 2015, when they said, "Oh, Silence is going to make 2015, it's coming out 2016," I was immediately like, "All right, well, I guess it's my most anticipated 2016." Like to me, there was no question. It's Martin Scorsese, and I think he's, you know, maybe the greatest living filmmaker right now. I feel like there's not much I can say because I talked about it so much last year, but it's basically, I think about these Jesuit priests, Portuguese, these Portuguese priests who travel to Japan to spread Christianity. Mm-hmm. Andrew Garfield's in it, Adam Driver's in it, Liam Neeson. And I mean, I think originally it was going to be, instead of those three, it was going to be Daniel Day-Lewis, Benicio del Toro, and Gael Garcia Bernal.
Oh my God.
Which would have been much better, I think.
That would have been awesome.
However, I think we are working with three very capable actors, one of whom has worked with Scorsese before, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Adam Driver, who has impressed me thus far with what I've seen him. And I've never watched Girls because I'm not horrible. But but like Star Wars, I thought he was good in, and that one with Ben Stiller,
While We're Young,
yeah. Yes, which I think was an honorable mention of mine last week. And Andrew Garfield. And look, it'll just be nice to see Liam Neeson like actually try.
That's true.
For the first time since like 2012 with The Grey, I think.
Yeah, he hasn't tried in quite some time. No, I'm really looking forward to Silence. I'm actually curious to see if Scorsese can land Garfield his first nom. So, I mean, we'll see. But it sounds like it's going to be one of those movies geared towards Oscar season. So you're right. Scorsese is a fucking legend. And that's a great pick. And I do remember now that you said that last year. Like, well, if it doesn't come out this year, I guess it'll be in 2016.
Yeah.
That was
fuck it, whatever. I'm boring.
That was a year. That was a year ago, and my life has gone nowhere. And Jackson is now the president of the United States. So a lot can happen in a year. So
it's true.
It's true. So my number one, I'm gonna give Jackson one chance to guess it because it's one of his honorable mentions.
Yeah, you said it's one of my honorable mentions.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get. Can I have like? Because I have so many. I have like 13,000 honorable mentions. Can I get like 2 or 3 guesses?
I'll give you 3.
Thanks, man. Okay. Is it Story of Your Life?
No.
Is it Midnight Special?
Yes.
All right. I figured it was one of those two.
Well, I mean, you should know me. Like, since I'm a huge superhero genre fan, and mixing the director of Take Shelter and Mud, that's a win right there for me. I really like the first trailer that came out for Midnight Special. It looks really fun. It looks like Jeff Nichols is basically taking the superhero genre and flipping it on its head and doing whatever the hell he wants with it. And I like that. Like, I love when genres, step it up, try something new, try something fresh. And plus, if you guys have not seen Mud, that was my first introduction to Ty Sheridan, who is amazing in that film, and he is in Joe. And then also I saw Take Shelter. I love Michael Shannon's my boy. I love Michael Shannon in anything, and him and Jessica Chastain in that movie were excellent. So I'm super excited for Midnight Special. That is my most anticipated film of the year, and that trailer is actually out online because I'm looking at our list, and yeah, Jackson only has 2 movies with trailers, and I only have 2 of them as well. So some of these, they are way far off, but this is going to be a great year.
Also interesting to note, because I'm looking at Midnight Special on Wikipedia right now, both of our number 1 movies have Adam Driver.
Wait, Adam Driver's Midnight Special?
He is.
Well, shit. He's going to be the Domhnall Gleeson of this year.
He plays Kylo Ren. Tries to steal the kid up because he's got force powers.
Yeah, that'd be really funny if they snuck that in. There's like, guys, this is an original concept movie, and then they sneak in fucking Star Wars for whatever reason.
Oh, and I'm looking right now. It's Jaden Lieberher as the kid, the kid in St. Vincent, who I thought was really good.
Oh, I never saw that one. That was pretty good?
It wasn't a great movie, but
whoops.
The kid was very impressive.
Okay.
For a little kid. Kirsten Dunst is fresh off of Fargo, which is amazing.
Do you still watch that show?
I do. The second season's didn't finish the first season. The second season's amazing.
Is it more of like an anthology series to where I can watch any season out of order and just kind of?
It is, but it's sort of like it's vaguely connected because it all takes place in the same area, and Alison Tolman's character in Fargo season 1, her father is played by Keith Carradine in season 1, and he doesn't have a ton of time in that. He's got a couple scenes in that season, but then the second season is about his character in the 70s when he's younger, and he's played by Patrick Wilson in that. So it is connected technically, but it's sort of vague in how it's connected. I jumped in fine. I jumped in just fine with the second season, and it really is some of the best television I've seen in this television season, 2015 to 2016.
I just want to let you guys know right now, if you have any questions about fucking television, ask Jackson. That's all he does. And so,
that legit. That actually is.
It really is.
Friends, I don't have prospects. I just change the channel all day.
The only thing you do is press the channel on the remote. Because I wasn't really sure if it was set up like an American Horror Story where I could just literally watch any season and be okay with it.
Yeah, pretty much. And they kind of show True Detective how to do a second season. They just loved it.
Oh, fuck that season.
Although I read that Idris Elba said he would totally do season 3 if Cary Fukunaga came back.
Oh yes, please.
Which would be amazing. I had Beast as my number 1. Beasts of No Nation is my number 1 movie of 2015 last week, and so whatever they do, I'm down.
So basically, it's the U.S. version of Luther.
Yeah, which they're actually also doing.
Yes.
So anyway, Midnight Special, that would be because I did originally write up a top 10 because I thought it was going to be a top 10. That was 7 or 8 on my top 10. That was up there.
Yeah, because I knew you liked Mud, but did you? I never heard you talk about Take Shelter.
I love Take Shelter. I thought Take Shelter was fantastic. I think that might to this day still be Jessica Chastain's best performance.
I agree.
There's so many good ones to pick, but that one really stood out to me. And Michael Shannon is amazing in that movie. Oh my God, it's really tense. It's quiet. It's slow, but it's a good example of a slow burn movie that manages to also be really, really intense, and that left me unsettled for quite some time after seeing it.
Yeah,
but I thought Mud was great too.
Yeah, Mud. For Mud, Ty Sheridan had the kind of same effect as Jessica Chastain in Take Shelter, because Take Shelter, that was my first Jessica Chastain movie, so I was blown away, and I was like, oh well, who's this chick? And it's kind of like with Mud, I was like, well, who the fuck is this kid? So and now he's playing Cyclops in Apocalypse, which is going to be awesome. But
another honorable mention. Interesting though, I was looking up Jeff Nichols.
Mhm.
He has another film slated for 2016.
What is it?
It's called Loving, and I'm just giving you the Wikipedia plot. It stars Joel Edgerton and Michael Shannon, of course. Nick Kroll, oddly enough.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, so it says, because of the interracial marriage of Mildred and Richard Loving, the couple is sentenced to prison in Virginia in 1958. I sincerely hope this is based on a true story and that he didn't actually think that the last name of Loving in a movie about interracial marriage was like an okay thing to do, because that seems really on the nose. So I kind of hope that it's based off of. Oh no, it is. Okay, it totally is. Loving v. Virginia. It's like a Supreme Court case. Which actually, Loving v. Virginia also sounds like the name of a Bond girl.
I was gonna say that, or like a really low budget porno, but either one works.
That sounds like Octopussy type. What was the one from? Was it Goldfinger? Pussy Galore.
Yeah, Pussy Galore.
Pussy Galore, and like Loving v. Virginia. Get on that for the next James Bond film.
I know, right?
Yeah, so I would not be surprised if that got pushed to 2017.
Yeah, because I haven't heard anything about it.
That's a lot to really take in. It's also produced by Colin Firth.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and again, I mean, this is him directing and writing. That's what he does. He does not direct other people's scripts. He writes all his own stuff as well. It should be mentioned.
Yeah, he's basically Paul Thomas Anderson. I did not know that. Well, thank you. Yeah, but you're probably right, because it's difficult for a director, writer, especially to have two movies in the same year. Now, it's been done before. I mean, Spielberg's done it numerous times.
Soderbergh's done it.
So
I think it's why he probably retired, because he did too much. But
yeah, he probably burned himself out. He's just like, fuck this.
Yeah. And last year, I mean, even though it got a festival release in 2014, we got two Noah Baumbach movies.
Oh yeah, we did. Mistress America and We're Still Young.
And While We're Young, yeah.
Oh, While We're Young, yeah.
So it can happen, but it also would not surprise me. It could be like one of those things where Midnight Special is going to be like the big blockbuster one, and then Loving might be, because sounds kind of maybe like an Oscar contender type of story.
Yeah,
that could be the one that they put in like November.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Midnight Special was so good that it was pushed to the Oscars for Best Picture, and it would actually be the first superhero movie to be nominated for Best Picture, right? Technically?
I don't know, dude. Forrest Gump, man. Do you see how he plays ping pong? Like, that's really...
That takes serious shit right there to do.
He's my hero.
He's everyone's hero. So yeah, for all you guys watching on YouTube right now, here's our list. These are all great picks. Jackson's obviously going to vouch for his and say his is better. It's okay. His is better. I'm looking forward to a lot of movies this year, especially superhero movies. I will go broke. This is the year where I will not have any money and I will go live underneath a cardboard box. So, Jackson, I want to thank you for coming on again. You want to go ahead and plug your stuff?
Sure. Yeah. My Twitter is @thingsjackdiggs. It's mostly dick humor, the occasional insightful tweet, and then followed by like more dick humor. So
that sounds like a Twitter page. That sounds like a real Twitter page.
Get me to 2,500 followers. I would love that.
See, Jackson, you whore out his Twitter account. But it's really funny because like
I'll do whatever you want.
I'll
plug your stuff. I'll do whatever you want.
Now you sound like an addict. No, it's really funny because like Jackson's account was like in the low like kind of teens or whatever, and then he just fucking exploded one day, and it's like now he has 1,000 followers and then more, and it's like, where the hell these people come from? They all
2,439, and I guarantee you they all come from like the underbelly of society.
Jackson attracts the best people. So yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Jackson will be back in July, so Jackson, go hibernate for 7 months. I won't talk to you, and I'll see you in 7 months.
Yeah, dude, I'll see you in 7 months.
All right, man. You can go and peace out.
Unless you decide to bring hooligans onto your show again.
Oh, I'm not. Oh my God. Fuck that. fuck that. I am not doing.
You know what I felt like? I felt like a vindicated housewife. Like that had been cheated on, and then you come crawl. Like you leave me for someone younger, and then they turn out to be really obnoxious, and then you like try and come back. That's how I felt.
That's like the most
vindicated housewife.
That's like that's the most accurate thing I've ever heard in my life. Like he's right. Like if you guys don't know, just real quick before he goes, like Jackson was supposed to come on at the halfway point of 2015, and I had two other people on, both of which I made enemies in like 10 minutes. It was fantastic. Jackson did not want to come on. I didn't know why until I started talking to the two guys. No, it was awful. It was a train wreck. I will never fucking do that again, ever. There's a reason why I don't do any more than one guest, and that's why. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was too. I just didn't feel like going on with all those extra people. It felt like too much.
Yeah, no, Jackson, you're my only top 5 and top 10 wife. Like that, you are it.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Jackson's the tradition, and I'm sticking with that. No more going outside the box. It's only Jackson, and that's it. So,
thank you. Happy early Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, sweetheart. Let's go see Deadpool. So Jackson, I'll talk to you later, man. And yeah, if you ever just want to pop on and on a random episode, you can. You're always invited. You know that.
Okay. I mean, I won't, but okay,
I mean, he won't. But you know, it's the thought that counts, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. See you around, dude.
All right, man. So that's our top 5 list, guys, and yeah, this was a fun episode. Jackson's a cool cat, man. I remember when I started in November 2013. Jackson was my first guest on episode 6. That's right, episode 6 and 7. We did the top 10 films of 2013 and the top 5 anticipated for 2014. And yeah, it's just been a tradition. He's been on every single episode. So before we wrap up, guys, is the box office results. There's some interesting stuff going on. There's some foul play going on. So number 5 is Alvin and the Dick Monks. I mean, Alvin and the Shit Monks. I mean, Alvin and the Fuck Monks. The Road Dick. I mean, the Road Shit. I mean, Roadkill. And that came in at number 5 with 11.8 million. Guys, don't worry. That joke will never die until that movie gets out of the top 5. So I made note 11.8, like I said. If my internet will hurry up. Domestically, which is the U.S. and Canada, it's got 67 million. Why? And so you can give $67 million to Alvin and the Fuck Monks, but you can't give it to Steve Jobs. America. And then worldwide, it's got 91 million, and the budget is unknown. Thank you for that. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Number 4 is Sisters with 12.58 million. Hurry up, internet. Guys, this is what happens when you watch a lot of porn on your computer. You just get viruses. So domestically for Sisters, it's got 61 million, and worldwide it's got 66 on a budget of 30. And you guys know the rule. You got about double the budget, plus a little extra for marketing and stuff. So this movie needed about 65 million to break even, and it's at 66. So I think it's like barely on that mark right now, give or take, of just breaking even. Number 3, excited it made the top 5, but not excited about the number. Number 3 is The Hateful Eight with 16.2 million. Hold on. Was 16 million, and domestically right now it's got 29 million, which is pretty good on a budget of 44. So it needs to probably make about 90 million to break even. And just to let you guys know, Django Unchained, which was Quentin Tarantino's last film, budget was about 100 million, and it ultimately grossed 440 million worldwide. It's his most profitable one to date. So I hope the Hateful Eight really climbs up there in the weeks following or whatever, because I saw it twice and I absolutely loved it. And it's not for everyone, I'll give you that, but as a Tarantino fan, I was definitely fulfilled in my dreams and wishes on that movie. Number 2, once again, why America, is Daddy's Home. Hey, how's it going? It's Daddy's Home. hey, Will Ferrell, you want to go make a movie? You want to go make a movie called Daddy's Home? Or it's going to be like a sexual innuendo, but it's going to be rated PG-13, but it also have like the tone of a kid's movie? It's going to be really fucking great. Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg. I'm an actor. All right, so number 2 is Daddy's Home. If my computer won't stop freaking out. 29 more million, and wow, domestically it made 93 million so far, and worldwide it's at 115. Holy shit. On a budget of unknown, so that's nice. If you want to look at Will Ferrell's box office for Get Hard this year, it's sitting around the same amount, where it made about 90 domestically and about 111 worldwide on a budget of 40. So his movies are still profitable. And listen, I love Will Ferrell to death, and I hated Daddy's Home and Get Hard, but if I had to choose one, I would choose Get Hard, only because Kevin Hart is in it, and he made me giggle a few times. But other than that, this has been a poor year for Will Ferrell. However, his movies are more profitable than Adam Sandler's movies, so I would consider that a win on the business side. And number 1 is Star Wars The Force Awakens for the 3rd fucking week in a row, 88 million. All right, guys, I'm going to take you to a little box office school right now. All right, so Avatar is the number 1 movie in the world box office-wise. Its worldwide total is $2.7 billion. Its domestic haul, which is the U.S. and Canada, is $760 million. As of right now, in this past weekend with Star Wars' numbers, its domestic haul right now is $740 million. It is $20 million away from hitting the domestic first place slot. It will definitely do it by Tuesday. I can tell you that, if not by Monday. It's crazy how fast it's climbed up. Worldwide, Star Wars has got $1.5 billion. That's a lot, right? I just said Avatar has $2.7 billion. It's still got over $1 billion to accomplish. Now, will it take the domestic first place spot? Yes, no question. Will it take the worldwide spot? I'm going to say yes. Only because Star Wars has not opened in China yet. China is going to explode this movie out of its asshole, and it's going to skyrocket it upwards. So I think China might carry it over into the worldwide, slot. So yeah, Star Wars is up there, but for domestically, it's going to destroy Avatar within a day or two. Worldwide, still got a bit to go, but I would not be surprised if it's number 1 worldwide. Number 1 box office movie of all time, man. It's crazy. So that will do it for this week's episode, guys. I want to thank Jackson for coming on. He's always one of my favorite people to talk to. He's really smart. It's really funny. Like, he's really knowledgeable in film, and he can take me down in a heartbeat. But he's even more knowledgeable in TV. It's just insane. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for listening. Next week, episode 1012. And the cool thing about next week, guys, if you thought listening to this podcast and seeing my beautiful face and hearing my scraggly voice was already too much for you, well, guess what? Your dreams are about to come true, because I'm going to have 2 episodes next week. That's right. I'm going to have episode 112, which is the main episode show, and I'm going to talk about The Revenant, which comes out nationwide on the 8th of January. So I will have my review of The Revenant. I will talk about that, and I will also review The Hateful Eight, but just kind of more briefly on The Hateful Eight than rather than going in depth on The Revenant. Is if you want to see my full review of The Hateful Eight, it's on my YouTube channel, but I will discuss my Hateful Eight review, just kind of hit the highlight points or whatever, and give you my grade. But it will mainly be over The Revenant, and it will go back to a normal episode where it'll have movie news, trailers, all that stuff. And then I will have a bonus episode. It's not really episode 113 or whatever. It'll just say bonus episode. I'm going to cover the Golden Globes live, just like I did with the Oscars last year. And I'll do the Oscars again this year, but I'll also do the Golden Globe ceremony. So I will stream that from my Spreaker, YouTube, all that stuff. And I will have a bonus episode for you guys. So next week, 2 episodes. Now, here's the catch. The Golden Globe episode will definitely be on Sunday night. Now, I will have either episode 112, The Revenant and The Hateful Eight, Sunday afternoon, or Monday. Just kind of depends on when I get back from my trip. I'm taking a little weekend trip and stuff. And also another thing, I might have a guest on next week, and that would be George McCann if he still wants to do it. It's going to be really fun talking to him because he is a huge Western fan, and I know for a fact he enjoyed The Hateful Eight and The Revenant, so it'll be great to talk to him about those. So that's what's happening next week, guys. Episode 112 is The Revenant and Hateful Eight, and then I will have a bonus episode. I will cover the Golden Globes live. You can come join me, and you can message me while we're watching it. We can talk about it together. We can talk about how stupid it is or whatever. It'll be a fun time. I'll probably have a drink in my hand, and we'll get a little silly up in this joint. Yay, it's 1950 apparently. So that's the end of the episode, guys. And listen, if you're watching on YouTube and you want an audio-only version of this podcast, link will be in the description below. And if you are listening on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, or SoundCloud, and you want a video version of this podcast and you want to see my face and have me wave around like a Muppet, and that's what you want to watch, whatever, link will be in the description below for that. And so with that being said, thank you for watching, guys. Have a good day, good night, whenever the hell you're listening to this. I'm Chase Lee, and this has been Real Me and Colon, a movie podcast. And hey, listen, if you made it through this entire podcast and you're not a movie fan, well, hopefully I convinced you to be one. So tell me what some of your favorite or your most anticipated movies of 2016 are. Comment in the place above my face and let me know. And all my links in the description for my Twitter, where I do movie reviews on DallasMovieScreens.com or WeLiveFilm.com. All of that in the link in the description below. And the intro and outro music is done by my friends band Fervent Roze. Check them out. They're blowing up in Dallas. They are a very cool band. And with that being said, since I'm talking about their music, let's play their music. Let's peace out, everyone. See you next week for 2 episodes, episode 112 and a bonus episode of covering the Golden Globes live. See you next week, everyone. Play it out. Oh, yeah. 2016. It's the year of the superheroes. I'm fucking ready for it. See you guys later.